Greetings and welcome, fellow sentient beings, to another episode of Let's Play The Last Federation. Alright, so you still have a problem with your environment. Land is not the most useful to me. Overall, it's not really a trend I need to combat. Let's have a look at those graphs they were talking about. Alright, so the Peltians are really running away with population. Right, and the Thoraxians have the biggest ground forces, we already knew that. Planets, that doesn't matter. Smugglers is also not a problem yet. Enemy spy probes. Personal transports. AFA, I think that stands for Anti-Federation Alliance. Right, someone has an outpost, the Peltians. Neat. Maybe something we could look into. Let's see the racial power grid again. We've only got 2 people left that are not yet spacefaring. Right, we definitely need to give the evocs a bit of a boost with their research. So what can I learn from them? Ecological engineering. It would only take a month. Let's alliances in general, and the Federation in particular. It's time to start thinking about a Federation at last. New political deals relating to the Federation have now opened up with every race. Some races are easier to get into the Federation. The Peltians and the Andals are very easy. The Galaxians are pretty straightforward. The main requirement with those 3 is high enough influence rating with the races involved. But nothing's ever that simple. A lot of other races are much more resistant, and if you have bad influence with any race, you may never be able to directly convince them. If that's the case, you only have 2 options: make sure the race gets exterminated, or use another race to backdoor them into the Federation. The Scalaxians, Acutians and Boreans are excellent for convincing others to join, under the right circumstances. Racial circumstances may also lead to the formation of a federation. For instance, if the Burlest Acutians and Thoraxians are all really like you, you can convince them to make a federation, but they may then betray you in return, so watch out. Or, if the combined might of the Federation military is strong enough, you can convince the Burlest to join on, we'll call it respect. Bear in mind that it does matter which government you approach. The same deal that was so cheap when approaching the Andors to form a federation with the Peltians is not something you can afford on Peltian voting proxies on the other end of the bargain. Your influence with the government you are directly brokering with is a big factor. Well, hey, that still doesn't sound too bad. I mean, I repeat, nothing's ever that simple. Once the federation has formed, resistance and resentment immediately start building against it. The Anti-Federation Alliance, or AFA, will start gathering demonstrators, some of whom eventually turn into insurgents. You and the Federation government can hunt them down. This doesn't always go over well with the enemy governments. And AFA sympathizers may even crop up within the Federation itself. More bad news. The Federation is not remotely the only kind of alliance that can form. At least half a dozen distinct kinds of hostile alliances may form, if the situation progresses a certain way. I'll tell you, but I don't want to spoil the surprise. Suffice to say, once a hostile alliance forms, it must be destroyed, one way or another. Once one forms, details on what conditions you must be met to break it are revealed. Remember, your goal is for a federation that unites the solar system. Until all the surviving races and planets are members, your work is incomplete. There's no way to accomplish this. No, one way, sorry, to accomplish this. It may be a bloodbath, it may be very behind the scenes political. All eight races may survive, or as few as one may actually wind up living. Whatever gets the job done. Alright, so got tech. I can hire some construction workers to help. There's no pirate base. Base outpost, cooperative development. That requires terbium. The planet doesn't have enough. The Evox are the only ones who murdered almost your entire population, but they did it with science rather than with the sword. They are an insular race that is rarely militarily supreme. Political dealings with them are iffy at best, but having them remain outside the Federation can be trouble. Pick your poison, I guess. Alright, they like me. They don't particularly hate anyone else. And I don't have any deals I can make with them. I can tell them to colonize a moon. And invest in infrastructure. Well, we need supplies. That's right. So the moon bearing uranium was colonized. Let's see, planet details. I'm missing some knowledge here. Can I get informant? Let's see, local event log, nothing. Alright, so let's see. Moons with uranium colonies. Yeah, I'm missing some information about exactly what they have access to. I can learn some more from race. Do some cooperative research. How about I just give them some technology? And improved textbooks. Right, how does that affect the racial power grid? Orines are still behind a bit, but we can work on that. The Evox. So what is giving them such a thing? I've got an arc. Let's just give them fiber optics. They don't need anything else. Let's get the ecological engineering. Let's see. So, Burlosts are having a good time. They have some extra stuff. extra uranium to work with. And I still need to keep the power grids a little bit more equal, so I'm guessing we should really have a look at the Thoraxians. And I should probably get an informant. As a race of solitary quadrupeds, the Boreans hardly seem poised to take over at the solar stage. That said, in their own quiet way, they're extremely powerful. They are excessively logical. If their regions believe that the Federation is truly in their best interest, they will be a staunch ally. If they fear the Federation... Alright, so... Specimen 3000 current priority is population. As time passes and circumstances change, she may shift in her thinking and thus give you better deals related to her revised interest. Or, if she dies and another region replaces her, who knows? The longer the Boreans are at war, the stronger they get due to momentum from rage. This improves their ground and space combat strength. And so... do I want to invest in medicine? What exactly is the problem? They have a problem with the environment. Only 30 million people here. Let's help with the local environment. Or actually, can I gift you a technology that will help? That should basically help. Also get the basic subatomic theory. And let's improve that text box. Right, can I learn something from you? Can we develop something together? Improved trade schools could be useful. Basic subatomic weapons, that's useful to me as well. Also give back the prisoners we got. For some money. Let's give you this one, that should help. Let's work on that one.
The Andors are now spacefaring. Their benevolent nature may make them a source of help.
Finally, the detailed planet stats. Planet details screen that you are accustomed to now has substantially more insight into the guts of the simulation. There's not much point in me explaining all those stats because they each have tooltips that already do just that. I just withheld it from you until now so that you could first focus on the really key information before seeing this sort of thing. Alright, so now I can get some actual details. So I could get the planetary budget, existing buildings, currently constructing Armada squadrons. Yeah, they're building up. The maximum born per month is 2 million. The maximum dying per month is 1 million, so there's not much growth. So yeah, I can see how the environmental stuff is a bit of a problem. Compatibilities with this planet. Basically, the Skylaxians would love this place, which may also turn them hostile against it. Yeah. And they have some unusable land. A lot of unusable land. That's going to take a while to reclaim. But let's give them a little bit of a hand with improving the local environment. I'm not entirely sure why the Thoraxians don't like it, but... Alright, let's just give it a slight surplus. No need to go overboard. Alright, so the Thoraxians are not happy about this, for some reason. Yeah, Thoraxians are not happy about anyone. We probably need to go have a talk with them. But first, the Andals. Right, let's hire the diplomat. And I don't think I can do anything else because they're too utopian. The Andals are about the best enemy to have, all in all. They aren't about violence, but I don't think they have any desire to ever spread off their utopian homeworld. The disapproval means I will find it difficult to get favors from them in the future, however. Alright, the pluralists are currently ruling. They don't really like me. I could get them to give help, but... Alright, let's have a look. What am I... Why are you so against me doing anything? What is your current trend? You have a positive trend in economics. Don't need to do anything. You don't have that much unusable land area. I need to see. Alright, so the Borean are now getting up there. The Evox are staying a little bit too far behind despite the tax I have given them. So really it's just the Burlusts now. Well, they will get spacefaring in a few moments. They are living on a world that's extremely well suited for them. Let's see. They do have some problems, but nothing I can't really help with. Currently, they have a negative population. No, I'm reading the phone. But there's definitely a lot of death. Right, so currently they're still well below what they can use. Not much useful terrain either. The Thoraxians may come for this place. The others just probably will not want to bother. And don't really want to mess with this just yet. You really need to work on your environment. Let's see. You will have a lot of population. Anything I can do to help you, it will not make you go totally out of control. What is your planet's details exactly? I mean, you still have some ways to go before you reach maximum. And you have a lot of unusable land area that could be developed. Because that would be an easy way to get some useful help. At least until we can get some positive influence going. But we'll have to do it next time. Thank you all for watching. See you all then, and if you like my stuff, please rate, comment and subscribe.